Peace, 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 you powerful ass manifestors. It is I, Prophetess Asha Mayat. Alhamdulillah. 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 I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you are finding yourselves well. If not, then why not? You are the creator of your own reality. So you choose what you want to align with and then focus on that. Stop aligning with bullshit. Stop. Stop aligning with bullshit. Make those hard choices and stop aligning with bullshit. Okay, so welcome, ladies. We have Organic. We have Dr. Smalls. We have Mystique Moon. This is the powerhouse. Alhamdulillah. Y'all, it's going to get spicy tonight because some shit done happened. Y'all seen me be triggered on Facebook. I was triggered. I sure the fuck was, but for a rightful reason. But, you know, I'm learning, and that's why it's just so funny that we're talking about loyalty. It's just so interesting because bitches ain't loyal. Uh-oh. Somebody take over. Somebody take over.
These hoes ain't loyal. These niggas ain't neither. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
triggered tonight.
well, you know, Rod Wave said these niggas be hating it and hoes be messy. Rod Wave said it. He said it. He said niggas be messy. I mean, niggas be hating and hoes be messy. And let me tell y'all something. So women of alignment, you know, we are a sisterhood full of women. And, you know, it's been very challenging to keep the cattiness and the messiness out of this sisterhood. But, you know, one thing for certain, one thing for sure, two things for certain. When I say that Spirit is the head of this and he gets all y'all asses out, period. Period. Okay. So y'all not operating from your heart center. You're not operating from your heart chakra. So you are not a fit for women of alignment. And you don't know how to take accountability. Okay. You do not know how to take accountability. And then you try to project it onto us as to say we're catty, but you the one moving shady. Let's talk about it. Who wants to go first? Welcome, ladies. Am I on one this morning or this evening?
I'm on two. I'm on two. You on one?
One,
I'm on two.
but
Okay.
one,
We in
but one
alignment.
for you. Okay, period. You want to go ahead? Go
Because
ahead.
that has a lot to do with our Monday's conversation about loyalty. What are you loyal to? Because it comes to a point in time where you got to stop trying to ask people to be loyal to you when you're not loyal to yourself. When you're not loyal to your source, you're not loyal to your growth, you're not loyal to your children, you're not loyal to your parents. You just running around here disloyal as hell, trying to reciprocate some energy from some high vibrational people. And it just didn't work. It definitely backfired. It definitely backfired. Who shot you? I'm sorry. That was Biggie. Excuse me. Um, yeah, because you got shot right on up out that group, beloved, ain't it? Okay. But I just feel like when it comes to friendship, a lot of y'all are asking for things that you are not ready for because you don't know the proper tools to heal. Now, you guys, y'all will say stuff like, "Oh, I need somebody to keep it real with me because hold me accountable." But then as soon as somebody does it to you, you utilize the words like, "You're weird." Um, no, I'm
Or
real
messy.
and you're
Or you're
messy.
messy.
Right, or you're messy. Or you're catty. But the whole time I'm blunt, I'm forward, I'm real, and you just can't handle it. See, what happens is we that pressure, right? We pressure. And pressure can either bust a pipe or make a diamond, beloved. And if you're not a diamond, then you can't be here. This is not all exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can't just join up in here. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really be able to take accountability. You have to be able to validate yourself. You have to have vulnerability. It's so many things, and then you have to be able to take responsibility for your fucking actions.
Oh, I was saying, y'all, I was telling them over on IG that Dr. Smalls is a whole vibe. So y'all be missing it. Y'all be missing out. That's who y'all hear talking because she can't be in two places at once. She's getting another device. So I would prefer her over here on the professional side. So that's why she's over here, right? Because this one actually goes somewhere. Okay, so thank you for that, Dr. Smalls. Now I am triggered, so beware. Okay, I'm just being honest. But spirit does not ever let me get out too out of pocket. Do you know why? Because I moved from a place of love for real. Okay, so y'all better be glad that I'm not messy and that I'm not catty, because y'all bitches told me a lot of y'all shit. Okay, so if I was messy or catty, then I would be here spreading that. But that's not what it is, because I take accountability for shit and responsibility for allowing y'all ass continue in this sisterhood, ciphering money. Okay, I'm sorry. Mystique, go. Because I'm finna pop off.
Yeah, I as soon as you said that, I just had to unmute because I knew what I was going. Okay. Um, I put on my description messiness. I put loyal ties versus messiness. And I did that because it's a misconception. There's something missing. The connection is missing between those two words, when the best way to have loyal ties is communication. And I think that's where a lot of that's the buck what people miss, understanding how to have communication. Everything the doctor said about accountabilities, speaking my truths, telling you what you not what you want to hear, but what you I think you should hear. When you asking me for advice, am I going to tell you what you want to hear? Am I going to coach your ego? Or am I going to tell you, hey, look, this is what it is, this is what it should be, this is what I think. You know what I'm saying? And I think that boils down to communication. Are you a person that can actively, correctly, progressively communicate? Or are you somebody who take the words? Are you a follower? Are you going to just follow everything someone says? Are you going to take the words that someone says? Let's see how it feels in your spirit, see how it resonates in your spirit, and move accordingly to your spirit based off of the inspiration of other people? Or are you going to be so triggered, or actually not triggered, are you going to be so traumatized because you can't
Prideful.
communicate, prideful, and traumatized that you can't communicate, that everything that I say to you, you want to fight or combat it? I think that's the myth, that's where the disconnect happens with a lot of people. And that's where loyalty get mixed up. Communication to me, it can be misconstrued as cattiness or messiness, when number one, I should be able to be expressive to you in my way. I shouldn't have to talk a way that you think that I should. Number two, you should show compassion. If I'm showing you compassion, show me compassion. Understand that I am human. Understand that I have flaws. Understand that I get angry too. Understand that I get in my feelings, trigger all these things too. Number three, before there's a storm before the quietness, y'all. So there's going to be a little bit of disruption when you are in a midst, especially of women, and in relationships. Oh, and in business. So it don't just end there. There's going to be a little bit of mess. There's going to be a little bit of indifference. Let's say it a cute way. There's going to be a little bit of indifference before you reach that understanding. But a lot of people misconstrue that with messiness or cattiness or all that, because they don't understand real communication. I'll sit up with these women. I have set up with these women and we have yelled back and forth. We have gotten upset. We have left, but we have come back together. I've done that with my family. I've done that with my real true friends. I've done that with my children. I've done that with my mother, because there's loyal ties to those people that I honor. And I understand that just because we have a conversation and it didn't go my way, it's not messiness. Just because you got mad and you went over here and you said some choice words because you needed to release and restore and come back. I know that you don't dog me out. I know that you are just trying to get it off your chest. So, because I don't want that shit blown at me. Get that shit off your chest before you communicate with me. And if you got to go over here to do it to somebody else I love, because I know it's staying within the family, I'm going a little, far fetched. But if I know that it's staying within the family, and I know that it's out of love, I know that you're upset. Do what you got to do to come back to me, and we can have a conversation. But at the end of the day, communication is only messy to people or catty to people who don't know how to communicate.
I've calmed down. Thank you. You always calm me, Mystique Moon. I appreciate you. I love you. That's why, I put myself around people that inspire me and hold me accountable. I put myself around people who also allow me to be human, just like she said. When people get into my aura, into my energy, they look at me as some kind of leader, and I accept that. But at the end of the day, they make me seem like I'm perfect. And I always say, it don't matter how many times that I say it, that I'm human, and humans will disappoint you. I'm not your God. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of the times people think they hold me to the standards of what you hold pastors to. You know what I'm saying? And I keep telling y'all, like, I know the word and I love God, but one thing I'm not is not right religious. I'm righteous. Do you understand? So you can't hold me to a standard of what y'all hold Jesus to. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not. I'm human. And even y'all hold Jesus to the standard Jesus not even supposed to be held to. Okay? Because I always talk about when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane and he had fear. He said, God, take this cup away from me. But the point is, he had faith to continue to go on. But y'all missed that part. So, but I am human as well. And I have feelings and I have emotions. And it's even more challenging running an organization and having to be, you know, to bridge people together. It's even more challenging, because I had to learn that, like what she said, everybody doesn't know how to communicate. And communication is so big in any relationship. In any relationship, to further that relationship on, to continue for that relationship to continue to grow and continue to elevate, then you must communicate. But the problem becomes when you are too triggered to talk back, when you don't see your own bullshit. And this is why I said, do you like accountability for real? You like the sound of it, or you like to hold other people accountable? Bring it out, Spirit. You love to hold others accountable, but not yourself. And I think Dr. Smalls has said that. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you, we were talking about love because people think that love is just me being nice to you or me giving all to you. No. Love is also inspiration and also correction, inspiration and accountability. And I put myself in a place where you can tell me about me. You can tell me about me. Okay. If I've done anything to you, I offer the space because I love people. And the only way that I know how to do is communicate. But it becomes messy when the other person doesn't know how to express how they feel. And instead of just saying, I don't know how to express how you feel, or I don't know how to express how I feel, you begin to use us as your emotional punching bag. And that's where the problem comes in at. Because we were talking about boundaries. I have something on here about boundaries. Okay, I have boundaries now. And any person in my circle, period, in my life, period, has to be able to accept my boundaries. And one of my boundaries is for you to be able to take accountability. But what was real interesting that what was real interesting that was when all of it came out, so many things were said. I said, oh, these are real feelings that you have had the whole time. So what are you loyal to? Because it was never us. And I don't want, because women of alignment, you guys, what God is creating is a family, and I was thinking, because most of those women that left, like, they didn't really have mother issues, you know what I'm saying? But not like that's a thing that pulls us together, but most of us have issues with our mothers. Well, they had it too. They just refused to see it. You know what I'm saying? But we are ready to hold that accountable. I mean, we are ready to face that and bring that shit to the surface. All of our issues, right? So, but messiness. Y'all go ahead and talk. Where did V go? I don't know where she went. Organic, what you got to say? Where you went? She scammed down on both of them.
I'm here.
Yeah. Hold on, Organic. Lady P said, because she's one of our woes over here on IG. She said, this is why I'm having issues with communication in the group. And this is why it's imperative and important that I keep that group in a place of purity. Of purity. Because I don't want my sisters coming in there feeling uncomfortable. They already deal with shit in their lives. We're already coming in having trust issues. We've already coming in being loyal to the wrong things, to the wrong people. Now, when we were talking about Monday, we were talking about being loyal to your spirit. Because I promise you, if you are loyal to your spirit, then we're gonna rock. Because God's gonna convict your ass, period. But the problem is you don't listen to nobody. You don't listen to God. You just listen to yourself. And how is that doing? How has that gotten you? You be loyal to shit that don't make no that has no benefit to you. You want to continue to hold on to shit. And I'm not just talking to the women who are in our sisterhood. I'm talking to every fucking body. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who doesn't want to own up to their own shit, who doesn't want to hold their own self accountable. And then you look at other people and you expect them to just what? What do you expect them to do? And see, this is what, if you're having issues in your life, right? I'm sorry, y'all. If you're having issues in your life and you're having people in your life that are saying that they're loyal to you, they're saying that they're loyal to you, but their actions are showing differently. Y'all have to be careful and watch these people. Watch them. Okay? Sit back and observe. See where their loyalty really lies. Because the one thing that I'm finna start looking for is if your loyalty really lies with source. Because there's a lot of people who say that they love God and say that they have a relationship with God, and you don't. You do not. You want to pretend like you do, but you do not. And I know this for certain. Okay? I can tell when people are doing the work. I can tell. So go ahead, organic. Dr. Small's coming back.
Ooh. You know, a lot I'm listening to because one of the biggest issues that I had was trying to be before, thank goodness I got here to well. One of the biggest issues that I had was always being a willing participant in shit that I didn't agree to, especially within a group setting. You can't hear me? Mm-hmm.
Drop out and come back, B.
So yeah, being a willing participant to things that I didn't agree to being loyal to more so to the person and actually looking at what they were a representation of. And that was something that I struggled with by creating those fair relationships. So seeing Asha speak up for herself in one of the most uncomfortable times when a person is doubting you, you know, when you've built a rapport with these individuals, you know, these are the very vulnerable moments when you have to speak up the loudest for yourself, when you have to truly advocate for yourself. So seeing her do that and seeing how it was done efficiently have motivated me to not be a willing participant anymore. If there's something that I don't agree with, no, I don't want to do that shit. And that's the complete sentence. And not feeling like I have to be obligated to have a loyalty that's unwavering to my divinity, to my source, because that's the unwavering loyalty example that I have to ultimately go by, is how I have that connection with source, is how I have that relationship with source, how I have to be loyal to my schedule every day when it comes to source and having those moments to myself.
Mute
So
B. Dr. Smalls.
so that's also falling in love with a divinely led loyaltiness as well. That I'm finding a place now to fall in love with, because some things used to bother me because it was a bunch of other shit that I didn't sweep from your front door that I needed to be swept, that needed to be knocked out of the way before I can enjoy my relationship with source. And I think that's when loyalty can become an issue, which is when you don't know how to when you lack the proper notation of knowing how to be accountable. because I know we drew accountability in with this as well. I think if you don't even understand how to be able to take accountability, then you'll be loyal to anything. That's when you find yourself trying to be loyal to something to fit in, or be loyal to something to have validation, something that I did plenty of fucking times. Or having loyalty to the outcome. Being stuck to whatever that outcome or whatever the loyalness is that you feel from that experience that you'll think you'll get from that outcome. So I just listening to y'all definitely made me look at loyalty in a lot of different other attributes and just the one way I think that it's talked about. So yeah.
Yes, Lord. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you guys, we were talking about, like I said, loyalty on Monday, and we were talking about being loyal to your source. And, we were talking about being loyal to the wrong things and the wrong people, being loyal in relationships. Where does your loyalty lie? So let's talk about relationships and being loyal, because when we say relationships, let's talk about romantic relationships, right? Because a lot of the time, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. And because I feel like we need to talk about this, especially, I can't say especially women, because there are some men who continue to stay with women. They might have children by them, but they continue to stay with women and be loyal to women that don't deserve them. Right. So it's not just women, it's men too. Right. So what do y'all think that makes us, because I have an idea, but I want to get around the board. Okay, we got some questions too, right? Where the fuck the questions at? Let's read the questions. All right, hold on, y'all. So what's the first question? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I got it. I got it now. Yeah. Okay, so did we talk about, I think we did kind of talk about, what is the relationship between accountability and loyalty? Can they coexist harmoniously, or do they often clash? What do y'all think about that? Because we kind of dwelled into that, but that's a good question. Accountability and loyalty, do they clash, or can they work together?
Um, it can clash if you don't have a balance to it. Like, I feel like you need to be loyal to holding yourself accountable. You know what I'm saying? Because if you loyal to bullshit and you loyal to people that don't hold you accountable, then that's where class is at. Because your loyalty is hindering your growth. The things that you are tied to is hindering you moving forward. It's detrimental to you and your future, to your household, to your energy. Okay, so if you're not holding yourself accountable, you can't have a loyal tie with me at all. It's just impossible. And this is what Women of Alignment is about, straight up. We, you can rock with the elites, you can rock with Women of Alignment, period. You know what I mean? But when it comes to the healing part, you could rock with the elites when it's time, when you know that you can hold yourself accountable. That's the only way that you'll be able to have a tie to us. Because I've watched many people come around and pump fake and act like they were doing the work. They act like they were holding themselves accountable. They acted like, they were growing, because they were a part of this sisterhood, because they were looking for validation for something to be a part of. But on the outside, their ties were to something else. Their ties were still to their bullshit, to that old life that they say that they don't want. So it comes a time where it can clash, because now you got to figure some things out. You got options. You have choices. Do you want to be tied to bullshit, or do you want to be tied to that real shit? Do you want to grow or not? Do you trust your source or not? What like what direction are you going in? Because then if you don't have those type of answers, you're a walking contradiction for real. You can't say that you want to heal, but you're still tied to the other shit. It's either or. And so I knew that when I was ready to heal, it was hard to take constructive criticism, because for me, it wasn't out of love, but that's because I was still tied to that old lifestyle. I wasn't normal. I wasn't used to getting things told to me out of love, right? And so I had to. It came a point in time where I was in the middle. I had my foot in Woman of Alignment, but then I had the other foot out there in the old lifestyle. So I had to make a choice. And moving forward, where does my loyalty tie to now? Where am I going? What's the direction in life? You have to figure out what you're loyal to, and it's okay if you want to be loyal to bullshit. You just won't be loyal to no bullshit around me, because I don't even tolerate that type of weird shit. Now that's weird. Y'all want to start utilizing that word weird? That's weird. Okay. Okay, it's a point in time where you got to take accountability and you got to grow the fuck up. I have a 15 and a 16-year-old that know about accountability, but for some reason, y'all 40 and 50-year-olds don't know a fuck ass thing about accountability. And y'all still searching and seeking for validation, trying to fit in a group of elite women, and it didn't work. It didn't work. You over 40 and you still haven't, you're still not keeping it real with yourself. You're still lying to yourself. You're lying to your kids. So you're tied to, your loyals are tied to lying. Your loyals are tied to tricking people, to scamming folks. Your loyals are tied to popping pills and hopping on one leg. Hello?
Okay, so let me I want to chime in really quickly. Hold on, let me unmute over here. Can y'all hear me? Okay, am I still on IG? Did I fall off of IG? Okay.
It dropped off.
I'll come back up there. So I wanted to chime I wanted to chime in and say a couple things because you're 100% right. It's literally about what you are tying yourself to. I 100% agree with everything that you were just saying, Dr. Smalls, 100%. We talked about accountability. We said a lot of things about accountability. Asha, accept my request on IG. We talked a lot about accountability. I want to just kind of give a reference to when we in Women of Alignment, me, Mystique Moon, and all these beautiful, wonderful women on here say accountability. When we say that, we mean we cannot hold you accountable. That's the misconception. It's not my job. I'm not your God. So it's not my job to tell you what you should or should not be doing and make that law for you or your truth. When we say you should be holding yourself accountable, it merely means when you get advice from your family, your friends, your sisters, you go into prayer. You, first of all, you open yourself up to receive, like Dr. Smalls just said, criticism on every scale and every measure. So you open yourself up to receive. We're not telling you that everything should resonate with you. But when we're sowing a seed into you, when we're pouring into you, and something triggers an emotional response, that's when you like, okay, that's real for me. I feel that not only when I heard it, does it ring a bell in my ear, I feel it in my body. So you holding yourself accountable by taking those triggers, taking those words, and you go back and you analyze yourself. That's what holding yourself accountable means. Analyzing yourself and being honest and truthful to your spirit, to yourself, and say, okay, do I need to work on this? Is this something that is really a part of my character? Is this a character flaw? Is this something that used to be a part of how I operated and now I'm trying to change, but I'm still operating in that version of me? So you take these words and you analyze yourself. You hold your own self. It's an account. You hold yourself accountable for what you need to work on. And you do not project because it don't sound good. And that's what a lot of people, I think, does. You can't take the word of somebody that loves you and hold that near to your heart and say, okay, I'm gonna go check in with myself real quick. You know, I'm open to a lot of criticism, and I have a big ego. I'm a Leo Taurus, okay? I have a really, really big ego if I allow it to control me. I spent a year and a half with my ego specifically. However, there's a lot of things that happen that people say, that people do, what I know is a trigger for me. And I go back and I hold myself accountable. I have to take those words, y'all, and I really encourage y'all to do this. Take those words that people say to you, and even if they sound rubbish, trash, bullshit, weird, even if they sound all those things, and go back and check in with yourself, go meditate, go write, go really think about that shit. Especially when you're dwelling in a group of people who you know is walking in pure intentions and realness and honesty. You know, all I like to align with is people who are going to be honest with themselves. If you can be honest with yourself, if you can hold yourself accountable, if you can be loyal to yourself, then I can trust you. I can trust that you're going to be human and make mistakes. I can also trust that you're going to hold yourself accountable by going in and checking yourself. I can trust that you're going to have an emotional response, a trigger, but I can also trust that you're going to go back and you're going to check with yourself. I can trust that you're going to be a human, but I can also trust that you're going to always analyze your emotions, your actions, your choices, your consequences. You're always going to self-analyze. And that's really what holding yourself accountable means. We don't
That's
try
one
to
of the pledges.
this even goes like in business and stuff like that, but even in romantic relationships. Like you have a thing where when you're in a romantic relationship, y'all go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The cattiness is real in relationships, fucking real. You know what I'm saying?
The tit for tat, tit for tat.
Yeah, that's the word, Usher. You go tit for tat with a person because nobody is willing to say, okay, let me go back because I made you. If you say I made you feel this way, and you're really feeling this way, then I'm gonna honor that. I'm gonna honor that, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna see where along the line that I have possibly, even by mistake, even on a subconscious level, make you feel like anything. That's what people don't do. They don't self-analyze. And if it's anything from this conversation that I say when it comes down to loyal ties and accountability, is are you taking moments to analyze your behaviors? Are you, when you're walking and talking and moving and being in action with people, are you being aware of your actions, how you say things, how you're moving? And if people call you out on that shit, are you gonna always speak from a trigger, egotistical place? Or are you going to take time to go back and check in with yourself? That's the biggest thing for me. And I think that's the biggest thing in Women of Alignment that we are working on. I want to say this, and I'm past the mic. We don't come in as perfect. We're not perfect. We don't expect you to be perfect. We're doing the work of our source. So we're going to deal with some broken people. We all came in broken, and we're like puzzle pieces in a shattered glass. We're putting ourselves together. However, you cannot come in with a fucking hard exterior with a shell and expect for you have to come wanting to heal and wanting to help and seeing how we roll and understanding who we are. You can't come in like that and then leave and make us the problem. You can't come in already fucking bashing and just negative and on some real negative shit and then expect for us as we are human to fix you. You have to come in wanting to fix yourself. You have to come in wanting to be the best version of you. If we can get you there, if you can come in Women of Alignment and in my circle, even y'all men, because I'm talking to y'all men, you want a little piece of Mystique Move, you got to come open and ready to receive. Because I'm not going to break down. I'm not going to take a hammer and break down those fucking walls and those barriers. That's not fair to me. You know what I'm saying? And so when you do cross my path and our path and things don't work out, stop fucking projecting and blaming other people for your shit. Stop doing that. It's not cute. Women is not feminine at all. Like, take fucking accountability. You take your own fucking accountability. Go ahead, Organic, or whoever.
Yeah, I want to say something real quick. So, well, we had a question down here. The Beard had asked, how do you stop being loyal to these type of people? You got to know your worth. Like this, that'd be the hard thing, right? Because a lot of the times, the people that we are loyal to, we have attachments with. A lot of the times, we have attachments to these people, and this is where it becomes like, I love you, but I love me more. You know what I'm saying? I respect you, but I respect me more. When I began to really take my power back, because I went through this thing with Christianity, I started saying this thing called because Jesus was saving everybody. I started to tell people exactly what the fuck was on my mind. Because at the end of the day, it was just weird to me because you didn't have no problem hurting my feelings. And at that point, it was a tit for tat. But that's why I said anger is part of the process. Anger can also be healing. It depends on how you use it. Okay. So in those moments, I was like, yeah, I'm finna start speaking up for myself. And that has always been an issue for me. As confident as y'all seem to think that I am, I doubt a lot. And I want you to understand, like, you can't control people, right? You can't control how people move. You can't control what they say. You can't control what they do, right? And so since we are an organization, and I just want to take accountability real quick on here, because I promise you, I promise y'all, I practice what I preach. And so when this incident happened and I found out all these bitches was talking about me, calling us a cult and everything, I had to go back and I had to realize, like, where can I take responsibility and accountability in this situation? Because this is the sisterhood that God created through me. So there's something that I need to learn here. And what it literally was that I was dwelling in my ego. That's why them bitches was around. Because had I not cared about the numbers, had I not cared about what women of alignment look like to other people, had I not cared about me wanting to help people and me being that person to help people, all ego, had I not cared about those things, then them bitches would have been out. Period. Period. And and it also helped me see because spirit kept me helped. I had told one of them, I was like, do y'all think that I be lying when I say spirit tell me? Spirit keeps me fucking hip. And so when it happened, it was very freeing to me because it opened my eyes to my bullshit. Alhamdulillah. It opened my eyes to my bullshit. And that's all that matters. And how I moved from that point on. You know why? Because I'm loyal to my source. So how do you stop being loyal to people like that? You got to move away from them, put them in their place as far as, and I'm not talking about in bitterness because I was bitter, but I do the work. I do the work. So I release that shit because I refuse to allow anybody to make me feel any type of way when I know how I move. I know how we move. Okay. So when I say I'm loyal to these women and women of alignment. Because when they're in Women of Alignment Elite, they are holding themselves accountable. And what I did learn from this, that it won't be too many times that you can continue to fuck up and be in here. Because obviously you're not ready. And that's okay. But what I also learned is that because Women of Alignment's name is getting out there, it's really interesting to me. Because we have been consistent 4 people. And now with 4 people, Women of Alignment is growing more with 4 people than all those people that were never for me anyway. That's why y'all ain't here anymore. Go ahead.
Was never for the cause. Was never for the cause because there's two things, two common denominators. We have our personal relationship with each other, and then we have the relationship as a organization, as a unit. And that's another thing that could be misconstrued that people don't really understand about us. And it's and especially when you're in a leadership position. Like I have a personal relationship, so you know me as Cheetah. You know me as, Mystique. But then as a co-founder of an organization where I'm behind the scenes holding that shit together, holding the events together, putting shit together, we're meeting every week. We're coming up with all these ideas together. We like and then I have to come to you in a certain way, it's like, are you going to be able to, you know, what word I'm looking for, y'all?
Balance.
Balance, but are you going to be able to switch it? Are you going to be able to understand? I'm in this light right now. This is business. I'm on my business shit right now. I'm talking organizational shit. Like when I told you the other day, fuck that nigga the other day, that was Mystique Moon talking to you. But now I'm coming as a co-founder of an organization, as a business owner of She Sound Off and motherfucking Piano Workshop. I'm coming in my business suits. You know, I think a lot of them got that mixed up. A lot of people got that kind of stuff mixed up. But you were saying something. You were gonna say something, Asha?
Yeah, that's a good point. But part of being co-creators is accepting all of a person. So that means like I accept you and everything it is that you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really difficult when you have a heart, you guys. Okay. Because when you have a heart and you operate from a heart center and your heart center in a place of love, you're going to attract all types of people. Let's just get that right. You're going to attract people who need healing, who are ready to heal, and who are fake ready to heal. You're going to attract all of them. Dark energies too. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got okay. Yeah, dark energies too. So your job is to, who do you want to be? How do you want to move? I will always be my unique self, and that's going to be I will always be my unique, authentic self, because authenticity. The people that I want around me, I want you to be you. So that means I love you through all your bullshit, all your strengths and your weaknesses. I love you through all of them. But if you don't love the weaknesses, then you will never be able to see them. Accountability. We have some good questions over here, right? So and I like this one. Now, what role? Because okay, so it's two of them. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this one. Can loyalty sometimes shield individuals or groups from being held accountable for their actions? If so, what are the potential consequences of this? So, can loyalty sometimes shield individuals or groups from being held accountable? Hell yes. Y'all will use that shit as a distraction. And I learned that when I first started stepping into my own, because I was in several groups and it was a whole bunch of cattiness in those groups. A whole bunch of I'll kill your bloodline in those groups. Just shit that I don't do. It was not part of me. And Spirit helped me see the type of sisterhood Women of Alignment is going to be. Because one thing that we're not going to do is move from a place of malicious intent. That's not how we do it. We move from a place of pure love, right? So when groups get like that, then that's when chaos begins. You can't be part of a culture that you're changing. So I can't. So that means that it's going to get a little uncomfortable because I'm going to call you out on your bullshit. People don't like to hear the truth, but in order to hold yourself accountable, then the truth must be said. And I had to learn about me, because one thing that I got tired of doing is explaining to people how I move and who I am. So you are so used to being talked about, being misunderstood, being criticized by people who don't even check their own shit, that you don't know when a person's coming to you out of a place of love. You don't even recognize it. And so therefore you have now self-sabotaged a raft that God has sent you. Okay? So let's talk about, I want to hear y'all. If so, what are the potentials? And I told y'all what I feel like the potential is, and it would be like, it would dive into chaos. That group will be chaotic. That individual will be chaotic. Period. What do y'all think?
Okay, so reread the question again.
Okay. What does integrity, oh no, wrong question. Can loyalty sometimes shield, protect individuals or groups from being held accountable? Right? So in other words, I can say like I'm loyal to the passport brothers. I'm loyal to the passport girls. But in turn, that is shielding me because I'm loyal to them. Now I don't have to heal. You know what I'm saying? Now I can just put my loyalty over here and don't have to worry about why it is that I don't like these women or because there's an issue there. But I'm blocking these.
Oh, okay. So this is what makes a woman of alignment authentic, because this is a group of elite women, because it's a difference, right? In the elite, it's a group of elite women that are very intuitive. They are tapped into their intuition. They are tapped into their feminine divine energy. And so when you're being held this for this group specifically, Women of Alignment. I don't know about any other organization or anything like that, but for this group specifically, um, like they said, we move out of love, and we definitely hold you accountable. And if you're used to rocking with whatever, like you said, the Passport Boys, if you're used to rocking with the Passport Boys, and then you meet Women of Alignment, you know, um, and you're used to somebody coddling your bullshit, it's going to be hard for you to transition. But this is what determines the type of person that you are. Are you gonna let it slide? You gonna let that ice skate? Are you gonna fight? Because for me, I've always been a fighter and a runner. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna fight. And let me tell y'all something. I'm a blunt person, so it's not that I couldn't take it. I couldn't take the words. It was just that I couldn't take it being like, I couldn't take hearing it all the time, because nobody ever really held me accountable. People was just letting me slide because shit,
So
I'm a
can you
loudmouth.
can you go into, because we had an incident? Do you mind? Because if you don't,
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm.
but we had
So I forgot what it was based on though, but it definitely wasn't a issue with the board members, between me and Mystique Moon, a little bit with Asha, but I was feeling a kind of way, and this was literally me fighting the old version of myself and the new version of myself, and it's almost like two different people clashing, and so I felt like, they were coming for me. I felt like it was time to put the boots on, and a screaming match happened. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, um, literally in physical form, I felt like they was jumping me. I started swinging. You know what I'm saying? It's just natural. I just can't help it. I just started swinging, verbally, obviously, not physically. Um, and I was fighting it. And they was like, well, B, why would we be telling you this, if this wasn't this or this wasn't that? So now this is where you have to figure out, this is where I was like, teeter-totting, like, okay, so am I loyal to this fighting shit and this old lifestyle and this, just me used to just being in this headspace because I always got away with shit because I was in this space? Or am I gonna be loyal to growth? Because that's where it was at for me. Straight up mental growth. And anybody that knows me knows I like growth. Why? Because when I talk my shit, I'm a Virgo. I know I'm right. Okay. So I had to choose growth, right? And in me choosing growth, that it almost killed me, because it was like it was a submission. It was an automatic submission. And it was like, look, you're loyal to your growth. You're loyal to holding yourself accountable. You're loyal to all of this. Of course we had our words, whatever, we hung up. But days later, and within those days later, it was like 2 days later or something like that. I had time to let that resonate, right? And I had time to address the little girl in me, because that person was loyal to survival mode, right? And so I knew that walking into this transition, I was no longer in that mode. So that's who I was, because the little girl in me is a strong bitch. Okay, I said it. That mother, you gotta put that thing in a headlock. You know what I'm saying? I had to really get a hold, because that's who's been controlling my life this whole time, in this womanly body. You know what I'm saying? So I was like fighting, but I came back like a grown ass woman should, and held myself responsible. held myself accountable for my actions, the choice of words that I used, and then I made it not only a vulnerable moment but a transparent moment, because it wasn't just about me. It was a fucking growth moment, because we are a fucking movement. When I move, they move just like that. When they move, I move just like that. This is an organization, y'all, and I trust them. Them is my bitches. You know what I'm saying? Not to say it like that, but this is I love that whole accountability. Go ahead, Keita.
I want to add to that, the way that you did it. It wasn't in a apologetic place. It was in a, I get it now, y'all. Thank you. Thank you for standing in a gap for me when I couldn't see myself. It was a gratitude moment, not a I'm sorry for saying this moment, not a, because see, when you are in conflict with someone you love and you know how to effectively communicate, but you have moments of anger or frustration or something, the other person know it's not about them. They should, if they know how to effectively communicate. But a lot of times they don't. That's how you know they don't. But she didn't come back in a place of, it was a, I want y'all to understand what I got from that moment and how I learned from that moment. And I loved you for that. And even myself, I learned, because I would have been apologetic. And it's not about that. I know y'all love me, and I know that I can. As long as I don't do some snake in the grass ass shit, as long as I show up as my authentic self, y'all will love me anyway. But I right there, that moment, how you came and you stood in your grown woman shit and was like, this is what I learned from this. This is what I did, and this is where I got from it. And it wasn't apologetic. That shit was some dope. That was dope, and I appreciated you.
And while they checking to see if
Again,
we
I'm gonna
really
let you
doing
go.
this shit, um, look at, you could easily tell a person through their social media. Look at the post that I was making last year compared to how I'm moving this year. Every year there's fucking growth there. Shouts to Women of Alignment though, because Asha got me all the way together, packed me up.
Well, she got herself all the way together because she just allowed herself to be open and receive. And that's why, like, we be on the other apps and she be kind of raw, raw, raw. And that's why I be like, not too fucking much on her because y'all don't know how far she's come. Not too fucking much. Okay. Because the one thing that we do, like, even, and see, that's what I was so proud of her, because we love you. We know you gonna pop off. You can call me all kind of bitches, hoes. You can express yourself. I
Thank you,
want
because I
I want you to. And see, that's what people aren't used to. A lot of the times when y'all react out of emotion, you feel bad. That's your ego. When you can come and be apologetic and do better, because I'm going to love you unconditionally. I don't hold grudges. I don't. I don't have time for that in my energy. I do too much healing work to attempt to how to hold grudges. Girl, you on mute.
If it's authentic,
Well, that's what I'm saying. It has to be authentic because we will know. We do it. We operate in our authenticity, so we know when somebody's inauthentic. And so, oh, well, you let us stay in there. Please don't get it twisted, because we talked numerous of times about all y'all and how you didn't fit. But they offered you grace because of me. So
will. Because as
please
soon
just
as she
understand.
yells security, I'm in there.
So please understand, y'all. And this is not, now we are talking about women of alignment, but this is how we move in our lives, period. All across the fucking board, with men, with women, with business partners. And a lot of us, I had asked a question on a panel the other day. I was like, how many of y'all can actually speak up for yourself with everybody in your life? And nobody could. There was always one or two people that they couldn't be their authentic self around. Fuck that. When I promise you, I'm going to be myself, period. There are always ways to say things and still be you. People really have to learn how to communicate. Be loyal to your growth. Have a loyal tie to your growth. And I'm not saying we are a fit for everybody, because the Lord knows, I know. I, you know, I'm very out there. I'm very direct, and it's kind of challenging. No, it ain't right, Spirit. Alhamdulillah. My God loves me. Fuck y'all. They told me I'm not. I'm not challenging or difficult. Period. Not too much on Asha. But this is another question. And I don't know if y'all want to ask that question because we rolling up on 54 minutes, y'all. So, what role does integrity play in the relationships between accountability and loyalty? Can one be truly loyal without being accountable and acting with integrity? Who wants to answer that? Organic. Answer that question.
Ask me the question again.
Niggas. I'm talking about niggas. Okay, push mute. What does don't you got the questions in the group? Okay, I ain't gonna do that. What does integrity play? What role does integrity play in the relationship between accountability and loyalty? So what role does integrity, having integrity, play with accountability, with being accountable and being loyal? Because it does have a part to play, right? How she get confused on her own questions? We're gonna unpack that later. So
meditate on the question. I just try to meditate on the question because you gotta mute. There you go. There you go. Oh, okay. Sorry, y'all. I was really meditating on the question because the way I see it is kind of like a snake. The accountability has to come before the loyalty. Because if you don't have the integrity, which is the part of the snake that I was seeing in my mind's eye, if you don't have the integrity of the accountability, your loyalty can be wavered by anything. So that's how, when I was seeing it, that's how I was looking at it, and the frequency of that energy is that you have to gauge that integrity from the initial act of accountability, because then you'll be able to divinely be led to what you're loyal to, which, like you guys were talking about, how you'll be able to be loyal to your growth because you're taking accountability for self. So self is going to be addicted to the accountability of growth, the loyalty to growth. So I feel like that's where integrity is kind of like, accountability would be the compass to catalyst the integrity within loyalty, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like how you did right there, because I think that integrity, I think integrity weaves through. I kind of like how it kind of flows through. Like, you have to have a foundation. Like, your integrity is gonna be what helps you, like you said, take accountability because of my character. You know what I'm saying? You try to attack my character and attack my integrity. You know what I'm saying? So I think that integrity plays a big role in accountability and loyalty, but you do need accountability before loyalty, like you said. So that was dope. Anybody else?
I
just want to
definitely
say, know
agree.
what you stand on. Like, know what you stand on. Where do your what kind of morals do you have as a person, and stand on that. And to me, integrity comes first, because if I know what I'm willing to do and what I won't do, I'll know, okay, well, I'm willing to, stand firm in what I believe. I'll hold myself accountable. I'll check in with myself, but I'm also standing firm in what I believe, and I don't roll like that. Okay. And so my loyalty is going to be there. I don't fucking roll like that. And I'm going to stick with that no matter what. So integrity does play a big ass role in it. For me, know what the fuck you stand on. Have a moral about yourself.
Integrity is the state of being whole and undivided, right? Because I had to look up the textbook definition just now. So it just it's obviously, you know, two, they give you two examples, but I chose the second one because it flowed more with when organic said it flows into each other. So it makes sense because it's integrity is the state of being whole and undivided. You have to, like, I just feel like you can't have, okay, maybe you can, but I was gonna say you can't have loyalty without accountability, but some people are loyal without being accountable. So obviously you can. But you have to be, yeah, you have to be loyal to your accountability. And I guess I could see the integrity in that. So it definitely, yeah, I agree with y'all. It makes sense. I just had to look up the textbook definition. Y'all know how I am.
No, I'm glad that you just said that right there, because you said you can be loyal without being accountable. And that's true. That means you don't know what loyalty is. You were loyal to the wrong shit. Okay? You be loyal to the wrong shit, but you're absolutely correct. So, but this was a good. Thank y'all for letting us vent. Well, me vent. This was my therapy today. Okay, bitch, because I think I did good. Okay, I think I did good. Keita, you proud of me, Mystique? I did good, Mystique. Look, validation. Validate me, Mystique. Thank you. Thank you.
Pick me.
No, both of y'all did good. You and my bad. You and Doctor, y'all both did good. I'm really proud of you. Because y'all, I almost had to stop both of y'all from going. You know? So in case y'all haven't noticed, okay, these are the pit bulls. Me and Organic is more of the tempered ones, right? So we temper their ass because they'll go, baby. And ain't no stopping them. Don't get them together because then that's a whole
DMX.
different beast.
What y'all really want from a nigga?
Yeah, we mad childish. Okay, it just is what the fuck it is. But we like to have fun, and that just is what it is, you guys. Like, life is full of challenges, and it's full of hardships, and it's full of adversity, and we shouldn't add more. Right. So in 2000, in the beginning of 2020, God was showing me then how important it is the people to have that you have around you, you know. And it doesn't make these people necessarily bad people, you guys. You know, I talk a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, I really do move from a place of love, and I do understand how people act and why they react and act a certain way, you know. But the point is, I have feelings too, because sometimes I think people forget that. I think that they think that I be so much in spirit that shit don't hurt me because I don't show it, you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, I am human, right? And a human who loves in a society that is full of fear and hate and low vibration. You know what I'm saying? So my heart's going to get broken a couple of times, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, source is my stability, not y'all. Okay. My loyalty used to be to what y'all thought about me, not anymore. You know, my loyalty used to be to, is my gift or me doubting my gift and me having doubt, not anymore. You know what I'm saying? So my loyalty is to my source, and wherever my source leads me, I will go, you know. And so I'm grateful for that. And me also being loyal to my source, helped me attract people who love me for real. I mean, who really, really allow me to be myself. Because one thing that I do want to say, you guys, y'all are allowed to have feelings. And just because a person be like, yeah, you bitch, or you did this, or you like, people, just because people express their feelings doesn't mean that they're messy or catty. When you're messy or catty, you do it behind people's back. Snake shit. That's being messy or catty. But when you are upfront and personal, because I want to work this out with you, I want to communicate because I love you. If somebody's attempting to communicate with you, your feelings are valid, their feelings are valid. I think a lot of time in communication, we want to be heard so much because we haven't been heard because of what B said, that little boy or little girl that's within us was never validated or never heard. So now in this grown ass body, you still operating in a place of that little girl or little boy. And that's okay. right? But it's not okay to continue to stay there, and it's not okay to continue to blame people. Okay, it's not okay to be loyal to bullshit. Not in my, not with me, not around me. All right, and not in life, because if you're loyal to bullshit, you're just gonna keep getting that. And so you can't be in my life because I want to see you win. And I know if you're loyal to bullshit, you're not gonna be winning. Okay. So y'all want to say y'all last goodbyes because we had an hour and 4 minutes.
Well, I just want to say peace, peace, peace to the Middle East. I'll see y'all on a Monday. Okay, I'll let you, girl. Thanks for stopping by.
What is love? Is love, beloved?
It's the pettiness for me. Okay, it's y'all. I got them on their New York shit. Shitting me? As you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? But love is love, definitely. Peace, beloved.
Well, listen, I thought organic was about to go. Thank y'all for coming. We appreciate you so much. Take a self inventory and see where you are loyal, who you are loyal to, and if you are loyal to yourself. If you need some help with that, let us know because we got you. We're not perfect, but we are perfect. What you say, Asha? In our alignments. Quoted, Asha Mayat. Boop. Anyway, remember y'all, self-preservation is the first law of nature. Love yourself before you love anything and anybody else in this world. And remember to lead with your heart chakra, and everything else will follow. Peace.
All I know is after we get off this and we do our little board meeting, is you bitches is gonna come up with a slogan for me. That's all I know. That's first and foremost. That's the first thing I'm gonna say.
Let's unpack that. Let's unpack that.
Just let's unpack that. But nah, peace, love, and light. Your as organic. I already know.
We are definitely you already have one. You just don't know it yet. We just gotta because that unpack that's gonna be in there. That's gonna be at the end. So we're gonna figure it out for real. You know what I'm saying? But you see how she just spoke up and communicated instead of harboring feelings? That's what I wanted to say. A lot of people, you don't know how to express how you truly feel. And then you allow somebody, you allow yourself to feel disrespected, and then you sit on that. You don't ever speak on it. You don't say nothing. So do you understand what that does when you do that, y'all? It causes you to be resentful. It causes the low vibrational energies to begin to manifest. Okay? So you guys, it's okay. Call out those demons because that's what they are. Call out those low vibrational energies. Call out if you're jealous. Call out if you're upset. Call out if you're depressed. Call out if you're angry. These are calling out those demons. And that, when you bring it to the surface, then you can let go and let God. Alhamdulillah. You can let go and let God and release, restore. What was the other one, y'all? Release, restore. Replenish. That's it. I even be forgetting what the fuck I say. Release, restore, replenish. Okay? So I love y'all so much. We finna go, y'all. I'm fine today. Period. I'm on my Leo and Virgo shit and Taurus, because I'm all three of them. Okay, so a bitch is fine. Hold on. Bim. Okay, bim. A bitch is fine. All right, so I love y'all so much. Y'all go forth. There's great motherfucking love for y'all here. Y'all go forth with the power of source behind you. Continue to dare to be different and dare to dream your destiny. And stay the fuck aligned, y'all. That bitch is fine. Period. Peace, y'all. Peace. Oh, bye, y'all. Peace. We all fine.